All right, so now let's look at the third question. Each ball contains 4 balls with numbers as shown. In which ball the sum of all the numbers is the largest one? So here, it's actually very straightforward, right? We just want to see the sum. So to finish this question, we're gonna practice our calculation skills. So 8 and 7 and 4 and 9, what is the total? Yes, it is 28. Okay, how about this one? Okay, we find the good friend pair. This is 10 and this is 16. So it is 26. How about this one? So we can find here, this is 13 and this is 14, which makes it 27. How about this one? This is 8, this is 7, this is 9, which is only 24. And how about this one? This is 9, which is 18. 18 plus 7, which is very good. It is still 25, right? So we can see after finding out all of the sum here, which one is the biggest? Obvious. Number 1, right? So for this question, it's about calculation. And the only challenge part is we don't have the addition sign. We need to think about it. To find the largest sum, we're gonna come up with a number sentence by ourselves, okay? And as we can see, we're gonna have like the calculation, definitely a lot of practice in the school, but in many of the cases for the school practices, we're gonna have the addition sign, which will be different with Math Kangaroo. For Math Kangaroo, it's more about solve the problems and whether we're gonna use addition or some of the students, they're gonna even just compare the numbers without do the calculation, right? They can compare, hey, we have a 9 here and all of them have the 9, so we can just exclude the 9 and then we just check, okay, everyone have the 7, just take away the 7. What's left will be 4 and 8, 4 and 7, 4 and sorry, we don't have 8 here, but we can take away like the 8 and then leave a 6 here, right? So all of them will be another way. We don't actually need to do the calculation if we want. But for the school math, it's more about very straightforward. We already have the plus sign here, and we know it is calculation. Now let's move on to the fourth question. Mr. Beaver uses the pieces to make a kangaroo figure. Which piece is missing? So here we can see it's not that challenging, but it's quite fun, right? The topic kangaroo actually appears at least one time in every year's kangaroo competition. So here what we're gonna do is we find the piece, we do the elimination. So this is a small triangle, we take it and we find another one here, a big one, a big one, a small one, a small one, a big one and a big one, and the square and the square. And we have a middle triangle and a middle triangle. After we match it up, we know there's only one left, which gonna be da 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 da. This, do you know how to read it? Trapezoid, right? The trapezoid is missing. So that's why we're gonna choose A here. So it's not that challenging, but it's quite fun. And the only method is what we find, what we cross out. Just do it one by one, step by step. Do not just skip the steps. And according to the school math, we can find it is also like belong to the shapes. But the detailed knowledge point will be compose the two-dimensional shapes to create a composite shape and then analyze its parts. So it's more about the whole and the parts. All right. So in school math, how are we gonna solve it? It will be a kind of similar. So in this topic or in this specific knowledge point, we don't have much difference. It's more about for the school math, the pieces or the parts will be smaller compared with like the Math Kangaroo. For Math Kangaroo, we have at least like 6 pieces, but for the school math, at most we will have like 4 or 5. It is more like usual. So here for the school math, we only need to also use our imagination and to cut the whole into the parts and find which part is like the correct parts to compose the whole like this.